the beginning of this tournament with 4 other retards, or 3 other retards actually. I will say, Cheese Nafardio album did make itself home. I did have my own copy. Here it is right here. It's nice. It's coveted. It's got the track list in the back and everything. There has just been a lot of things culturally that have happened. See, here's the inside of it as well. And everything. It does work. Sorry, Cheese. I know Cheese is in the stage. He's watching this. Look, dude. You are a part of this fandom culture. You are a very important piece of it. You should take pride to it. Because I guarantee you, I'm gonna be telling my kids about Cheese and Fardio. You don't understand. Mav looks so cute and chubby. Okay. All right. Invite. What do you want, kid? Fine, get up here. Fine. God. All right. So I heard Road League streaming. He is streaming. He not only used the old logo, he used the wrong name, but that's fine. You can do a. This is the first time Briss has done graphics all tournament. Okay, cool. We're doing somewhere. We just finished deciding these awards literally a few minutes before the stage started. And I am currently wearing a pajama shirt. This thing is way too big for me. It is of my college, which I will be attending here in about a week. And you guys will all be heading back to school yourself, probably, or college if you go to college. And we're going to be going through quite a long semester. You just lost weight. Why the fuck are y'all giving me white girl treatment? I start on the 17th of August, Jeffy.
Mav doesn't know. He doesn't know the hardship of college yet. It's okay.
But I have to do like this introductory week, like next week. So it basically starts next week. Yeah, freshman bullshit. Yeah, I know. But I am not chubby. I mean, it does look like I have that face, but I am not fat. I told y'all my OPI is not high. I think that's what it is. Wait, no, BMI, not OPI. It's BMI. It's not high at all. Mav, let's be real. What do you have to say? What is Brisk? Cutting it close. I can show y'all my BMI later when we're done with this. I'm not fucking lying.
I would be surprised too, Loki.
But you guys are just fucking evil. Come on. All right.
We're not evil. We're just being truthful.
Nonetheless, what's gonna happen here in this stage? We'll obviously go through awards. We'll probably run some last interviews, ask you guys what you thought of your performance, what y'all think of the tournament, what you think of your team, what you think of the polls that are leading to next time. I will give a long final address about everything that's been going on, which, to say the least, for the committee, this has been a shit show of a tournament for us. But I know it's been more fun for you guys than some others. Final address like MLW. Unfortunately, this is not the end of the permanent end of WWC, as far as I'm concerned, unless if something dramatic happens in between here and the next one. But, well, I want to give out a thank you to everyone who played, everyone who was a decent human being and allowed this tournament to happen. Thank you. Every person that rage quit and was a decent human being, fuck you. You're getting banned.
Peter.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to congratulate Germany for your title. I was unfortunately not able to be there to see it because I was closing at work. But I did. I will say a lot of guys doubted Germany before the tournament, and now they're the best. They're the champions. They won it. Congratulate us. Who was it? Mexico for running up. I didn't expect you guys to go that far either. You guys went that far. Congratulates to third place finishers, Sweden. You guys pulled it out despite all the bullshit going on in your team. Not congratulations to Bangladesh who forfeited that series. Fuck you. But I do have some chicken and mac and cheese here with me. I'm gonna take a piece of that real quick. Okay, for good. What's my payment ref? I'll release payments sometime tonight. I'll release them. I'll ask you guys if you want to split payments with anything. You are entitled to what you are owed, meaning you can send money anywhere as long as it is the one that you deserve. You do not have jurisdiction over other people's money. I hate to break it to you. First place matches are humiliating. He would not say this if he wasn't playing in it, by the way, just for the record. Me and G would want that match to be played if it wasn't him. Just for the record. Tell him to contact me. Yes, Goober is the one handling the pool. So if you want to ask about anything related to payments after this stage and after the payroll, go ask him. Methods of payment are Cash App, Venmo, a gift card. I think he can do PayPal. I'm not totally sure. Why you chop, bro? Lock in.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and then if you need to do Robux, just we can do that.
Who wants to get paid in Robux?
J-Ho, I am not getting manipulated by like 3 corporations for a looks maxing campaign. I hate to break it to you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not getting fed slop. I hate to break it to you. I really do. I really hate to break it to you. I'm not gonna sit here and work on my jawline. Like, nonetheless, let's get this started. Let's stop yapping.
By the way, we're live. Everything stream. So we can go back. Before it starts, we'll say, great tournament. We try and stream everything. Cheese might have left us, but he was back for the championship. And we had a great time with the committee wasting our time on that finish with Bangladesh and Mexico. That was amazing.
All right. Nonetheless, we have these written down. I'm going to go to my notepad and copy them properly so I can look at both at the same time. Let's get this going. We have a lot. We have mostly the same awards. We have some new ones for both bad and good. Of course, the money ones are the gold awards and the MVP. Let's get this going. Starting off with the 7-0 award. This is an award that was introduced just last tournament. It is given to the person responsible for the most notorious choke in the tournament. It doesn't mean you are the biggest choker, but you are responsible for the biggest singular choke. This was given to Roblox Craft last tournament in honor of his 7-0 lead that he blew on the last series of the group stage. And so, that award now has been given to the man who led up 4 straight homers in the semifinals of Game 3. That goes to Brisk.
That's rough.
Although Brisk had, unlike Roblox Craft in last tournament, Brisk had pulled his weight well on Sweden, but he completely collapsed when it mattered most. And that is part of the reason why Germany was able to prevail and win this whole tournament.
I gotta say, that game, I was playing that game. That was probably the most random comeback. I thought I wasn't even paying attention, and when Roblox had a 3-run home run, I'm pretty sure, or I don't know, but we just started hitting home runs out of nowhere. That was kind of unexpected and probably shouldn't have not happened. Sorry, Brisk.
Pretty much. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next award, the biggest letdown. This was also introduced last tournament. The biggest letdown is given to the player who, despite their initial pot projection and how everyone thought they would play, they turned out to be even worse in value to their team and to everyone. Basically, the biggest disappointment of a player. This is typically given. Last tournament, this was given to Admin Ruiz of Madagascar. He was their pot 1, and he only hit like 300. This year, this award has been given to a man who hit, let me pull this up again. He hit 212 for his team.
Not
had
Peter.
A OWA of -5.9 and had the 3rd most at-bats in his team, so that's not the fault of volume. Not to mention his fielding was also a -3 DRS. Your biggest letdown of the Summer WWC 2026 is Barry Allen of the Dominican Republic. And so I would like to tell Jeffy, who told Barry and who just told Barry in our group chat that he didn't win anything, that Jeffy lied to him. Barry did win something. Biggest letdown. Yeah, Barry was the pot one and the captain of the Dominican Republic, and he is their worst player, probably. He has been their worst hitter. He has been a really bad fielder. He was their best pitcher, but just factoring in things like that, you could still argue that Peter was more valuable to Sweden than Barry was to the DR, which I saw you guys saying Peter's name over here before I even read his name, Barry. You guys thought it was him. But yeah, just look at his stat line. You'll understand why we picked Barry.
7 hits, 1 home run. That was the lowest on the... As bad as the Dominican Republic, that was the lowest at 1.
Yeah, and
Snow at 2.
That's just a perfect reflection of how the DR have been this season. A negative 73 win difference, 10 points, 8th in the table. Atrocious all around.
Ooh, that was rough. Someone just sent a picture of real.
Now, the next 2 awards are ones that we made up just this tournament. 2 award guys. We will continue these 2 awards because we feel like it will definitely repeat. First off, with the AFK award. This was a thing in MLW for a little bit, but we're bringing it here to the WC to award somebody who had notoriously went AFK and cost his team. Now, we've had many AFK outs happen this tournament, but I think one in particular definitely sparks out to everyone. And you guys are already saying its name. It is Core, or Ups Gaming of Canada. Core was the pot 1 of Canada. He is supposed to be their best player. He didn't show for half the tournament. Then he showed the second half. He did well. Come to the playoffs, and he goes AFK throughout half the series, costing Canada a rough 3-game loss to Mexico in the quarterfinal. Yeah, so Core is the MVP of AFK. He is the best at AFK. I hope you guys don't challenge him next time for that award. I don't want people competing for that. That is atrocious. But he is the winner of the AFK award. It's sitting face down. You gotta breathe.
Okay. J&A was like, after that game, I'm not gonna say J&A was hot, but he was not happy with Core, especially on how much y'all know J&A talks about his team and how successful that he's going to be. Blah blah blah. You know exactly how much that one for J&A sucks. That Core. He'd probably still talk. Is he in here right now, or he's not? But if he was, he'd probably say something about it. 100%.
I know J-Ho was talking earlier. J-Ho, are you gonna play next time around? You've been talking quite a bit in here. You gonna make a return to MLW, J-Ho? You're a pretty good player. I'm just saying. Yep. All right. Just come back during the winter. Well, I mean, you can stay around, but just be active during the winter. That's when the next one's going to be, the next tournament, whatever it's going to be here. Next, the next award. We had a few of these happen this tournament. We had a few happen last tournament as well, but we didn't really care to award it. I think we're going to award it now here in the Shitty Awards. This award introduced this season is called Best Rage Quit. So we've had We've had a handful of people rage quit this tournament, or just leave it abruptly, like Splash, like Peter, like Fard Monkey, like LJ. Guys who just blatantly left to grief the tournament. Who is the champion of the rage quitters is what we assessed, and how much did it really jeopardize the tournament? And so I would like to proudly announce that this guy has finally won an award. Shout out to Peter for winning the best rage quit of the WWC.
That literally
his rage quit. Oh man,
literally left when Sweden barely made the playoffs, and he left.
It was a rage quit that you could argue completely altered the tournament. It was like an earthquake of a leave. I would like to give some style points to Splash. He was definitely the biggest bitch baby about it. Like, he was definitely very more vocal than Peter was. Peter was not vocal at all. He didn't talk. But I think Peter's rage quit is something that I think everyone will tell their kids about, you know. Anyways, let's move on to the quadrant that everyone knows about: hitting, pitching, fielding, and overall. Starting off with the worst batter of the tournament. The worst batting stats. Who was garbage? And I don't think there's much debate here. It took us I think approximately 5 nanoseconds to come up with this one. The winner of this award hits .038. That was his batting average.
In 26
His
ABs.
one hit of his 26 at-bats was a home run. He struck out 4 times, had an OWA of -3. His OPS plus was a -70. His OPS started with a 1. His OPS started with a 1. This, of course, is going to go to South Africa's Ryu 10. That's a season that is a performance I think everyone would want to forget if he had it.
Does anyone remember what game that was in?
What game?
Ecuador versus Ecuador. I remember.
Oh,
it was versus Ecuador. Game 2. Yes, game 2 of Ecuador.
All right.
South Africa versus Ecuador.
Can I have the WC trophy model so I can do it?
Looking for it right
now.
now.
Yeah, I got you, Briss.
Yeah, I found it.
Just remind me later.
Funny enough, it was he continued a home run rally. Mawai, listen to this. Mawai, Jacob, and Real. Home run, home run, home run. That actually.
Why Jacob and Real, dude?
That actually won it for South Africa.
How does a trio like that homer 3 times in a row? It just doesn't seem.
And then Goober grounded out.
Carnival stat line. I would like to shout out all the culture that's came out of this. We've had people making up giving names to stat lines. We've had Vigo AI slander. We've had all of it this tournament. It's been pretty fun to see. Anyways, let's move on to worst pitcher. We've had some shitbags on the mound. We've had some real bad players on the mound this tournament. There's going to be bad players on the mound every tournament. But there should be no surprise. It's either going to be a Dominican or a South African. Because both of those teams let up over 100 runs. Unfortunately, Roar, it's not going to be Barry because he had an ERA of 2.6. You can't get worse pitcher having a 2.6 ERA. However, we could definitely point our fingers to another guy on Barry's team. He's going to be the winner of this award. The winner of this award had an ERA of 12.3 with 10 innings pitched. He pitched more than a series. He had 3 games started, gave up 14 homers, had a PWAR of 0.2, and had a Ks per 3 of 1.5. His opponent average was 605. It's J-Ron.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually surprisingly close because you also have Ryu 10, who had an 11 ERA, but he just had less innings. And there's also Flair on that same team, who had 9 innings, but a 10 ERA. And his FIP was 21. Is Bleeding Ass guy Muslim since he's Bengali? I don't think Muslim and Bengali have a correlation. I hate to break it to you.
So I found a stat line. This was against Sweden for Jaron. Just a random one. 1 inning pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, no strikeouts, 9 balls in play. 1 inning, 8 hits, 8 runs.
Didn't another guy also do that similar thing, but let up 10 hits, 10 runs? I don't know, though.
Okay, so I lied. Bangladesh has a lot to correlate with Muslims. But nonetheless, that's your worst pitcher. Let's go on to the worst fielder. And let's see who on South Africa gets worst fielder. We already know who the worst fielding team is. And I mean, it's just not close because, well, it is kind of close because both the DR and South Africa, is I mean, they're both suck. They both have like 14, 15 errors, a combined total as a team. All of them have negative DRSs. Just an overall disaster. But I think I know one man who had disaster the most. There is a South African who had 33 chances and 17 putouts. He accumulated 5 errors. He had a DRS of a negative 9. That is exponentially more than than the leader in DRS of this tournament. If you flip the negative. So, yeah. That man's name is Ryu 10. He is your worst fielder. And I'm just sitting here realizing how ass this guy was. This is atrocious. I started to feel bad when we were doing the awards. He's a worse hitter and fielder, and he's like the second worst pitcher. This guy just praised India. I think that might deserve a ban. I don't know. It's debatable.
Hey, thank you to Real U10, Jacob Third, and Brian Cruz. Because right under there is my name with 4 errors.
Yeah, you were pretty bad too. A little bit. I think you were the anchor that kept Germany from genuinely dominating the league. I'll hold you.
No, because the
fielding.
The game I had 2 errors in, I also had 3 home runs.
Okay.
So, like...
I think you're just all bad. If there is a designated hitter in MLW, that's you.
I was a decent right fielder in the finals.
You have 4 errors.
But when it mattered most.
Semifinals.
With the game...
Semifinals.
All right, well, that statement is bad. With the game on the line, are you going to go me? Or are you going to go Real U10? Because keep in mind, with the game on the line, Goober with the game on the line.
I'm not gonna lie to you. With the game on the line.
Well, just saying, with the game on the line, I made a great play, by the way, with the game on the line. If you remember in the semifinals, there was a run at third. Prob was probably holding his breath when the ball was hit out to me. But you know who made that play? I made that play. So with the game on the line.
Bro, do you know who I want? Do you know who I want if the aliens are pointing the death beam at Earth right now?
Sarah.
Between you and Real? I want Real U10.
And that's why your team sucks.
I want Real U10.
And that's why you're muted and disconnected from stage. So, yeah. Ryu 10 worst fielder. And obviously I'd go you because like you're not Ryu 10. You don't have a negative 9 DRS. Nonetheless, this all accumulates to one last thing. The biggest liability. The LVP. You can give this to any rookie or pot fiver if you really want to. But you really have to weigh in the volume. You have to weigh in someone who was actually played and given volume. And still sucked. Meaning that makes them more of a liability. That decreases the value they brought to the team. Considering that this man, Mav's hair is sticking up. He's a unicorn. It is. Yeah, I am. Considering that this man is the worst batter and fielder that now subjected, I think it is very obvious who our LVP is this tournament. The reigning holder is Brian Cruz. He is a reigning holder no more. It is now Real U10. And I would love to see a 1v1 between last tournament's Brian Cruz and Real U10 right now because this is awful.
Hey, Brian Cruz had a solid turnaround. Nine home runs on 13 hits. That's from LVP. That's nothing crazy, but that is a solid turnaround. Was he pot 4? If I had a guy in pot 4, that is a solid pot 4 pick. Decent enough.
I mean, that's not really a good season, but in Brian Cruz standards, that's fine. You understand Brian Cruz standards are just lower than pot 4 standards, you know what I mean? His HRs have no meaning. It's in blowouts. Okay. Whatever. Nonetheless,
when you bat,
that is
You bet.
Literally, Goober.
JNA is
how
not.
okay, yeah. That is your LVP, is Ryu 10. In summary, he hit 0.38. He fielded with a -9 DRS. And he had a bit. Why the fuck? What are y'all making here in general? Y'all gotta stop this shit.
JNA. Ooh. MVP is going to be close. I'm gonna say. MVP is going to be close.
MVP is Como, and I think MVP is Como. Do you guys think MVP is Como? Stop egoing me. I have graphics to make. Okay, Brisk, I'm not leaking the awards to you. I hate to break it to you. I'm sorry. Nonetheless, and then you add on pitching. I mean, Ryutin had an 11 ERA with a -0.5 P WAR. I mean, he was just awful in every aspect. This is arguably one of the worst performances in MLW history from this era, from like the actual league. There has never been someone who has been so bad at this game. Why are we still we're still making more images of me as a unicorn? Whatever. I would rather that than my face be on Hitler like last tournament. So that's fine. Nonetheless, let's go on to the positive awards. First, we have the moneyless awards. These awards are not worth money, but you will be remembered. Starting off with the team MVPs, the MVPs of all 9 teams. Let's start off with Ecuador. Ecuador finished 7th in the table. They barely missed the knockouts. They missed by a margin of 5 points behind Sweden. That team has been very questionable all tournament. They've lost games they shouldn't have lost, but they've also won games they shouldn't have won. Risk. All right. Anyways, starting off with Ecuador. The MVP candidates for Ecuador were Kaz, Sertain, and Como. The winner of this award is Kaz. He's a Pot 1 player. He showed up later on. He provided his value. He hit 405 at an OWA of 2. No, that's not him. 659. I was looking at Sertain stats for a second. At an OWA of 11.5. His fielding, he had a DRS of 4.3. His pitching, I believe, was also excellent. Yeah, he had a 2.67 ERA, PWAR 5.8. I'm pretty sure he was on the wins above average leaderboard. There he is. He's number 7. Kaz was the 7th most valuable player in this tournament. Shout out Kaz.
Yo.
Why am I now on Josh Hutcherson? All right. I'm here to announce awards, not to look at AI Photoshop of me. Okay. Save the Photoshop for after. All right. Just for after. You guys do whatever you want after. Right now, I got to do these awards. Okay. Can y'all lock in? Can we do that? Let's move on to Canada. Canada had finished 5th in the tournament. They made it to the knockouts, and they lost in 3 games to Mexico in a very tight affair. They had 26 points. They had the 2nd most runs scored in the tournament. Their offense was everything, but their defense really wasn't. I love this gift by Prob. I'm going to say that.
I think this one's a no-brainer. It
really is a no-brainer.
Mr. Non-playoff performer.
It really is a no-brainer. It is JNA Funtime, the captain. I guess other candidates were Sev and Core, but at the end of the day, it's JNA who has pulled all the way on Canada. He's been such a carry. It's actually insane. I can go over the specifics of his stats later. We need to move on. I don't want to keep talking for too much. Let's go to Mexico MVP. Mexico had a bit of a shaky start to their campaign. They were at below the elimination line, but they ended up finishing 4th on the table with 28 points. They had the 3rd most runs scored in the tournament, as well as the third least runs allowed. So they've had a good balance. They've been overall third in everything. But when it came to the knockouts, they had a run no one expected, cruising past Canada and first seed Bangladesh the whole way. And so they made it to the finals, but they got dominated by Germany. The MVP for Mexico candidates were Roar, Ryan, and Frost. And the winner of this award is Frost. Frost had put up a 525 batting average, an OWA of 13 that leads the tournament. Not leads the tournament, leads the team. An ERA of 3.12, P-WAR of 6, that also leads the team. And, well, when it comes to fielding, we all knew Frost dominated that. That's usually what he dominates in. Frost was one of the best fielders in the tournament. I'm pretty sure he's a gold hand contender. Yeah, it's him.
Perfect.
Moving on. Bangladesh MVP. Bangladesh was really weird. They were the first team. They were top of the table. They had allowed the least runs in the tournament, but their offense was mid. They had less runs scored than Mexico, Canada, Kazakhstan, and Germany. They had around a mid-tier offense, but were at the top simply because they had such a good defense. They got the bye in the knockouts and then lost first round to Mexico. Much like how Bhutan was last tournament, BNG ran that team. Candidates for Bangladesh MVP were Bleedy, Admin, and Ant. Winner of this award is the captain, Bleedy Nice Guy.
No brainer.
Put up a 670 batting average. Do not say it. 15 offensive wins above average. He was one of the best pitchers in the whole tournament. I don't need to read that. And when it came to fielding, his fielding wasn't the best in the team. Admins was the best in the team, but it was enough to basically push him up as the best player on Bangladesh. There's no doubt about it. Overall. Next, let's move on to Sweden. Sweden's run, to say the least, was a mess. They had their captain leave mid-tournament. They had the same three guys showing every time and having to schedule games really late to get by. Sweden finished 6th on the table, just barely qualifying for the knockouts. But when it came to the knockouts, it was different. They had gotten by Kazakhstan. Surprisingly, everyone thought Kazakhstan was supposed to win that, but it was Sweden. Sweden then went on to the finals, to the semifinal. They lost game 1. Then they perfect gamed Germany in game 2. The most efficient offense in the tournament was perfect gamed in the playoffs. And then it came to the finals, to game 3. They were up, but they blew it. Sweden had surprised everyone, even with the late taking over of Guber. And they had gotten 3rd place because Bangladesh had forfeited. Nonetheless, candidates for Sweden, I can't really give a third one, so it's really just Jababa and Brisk. And this was very close. We actually spent the longest on deciding this award, but we ended up giving it to Brisk. Brisk is the MVP of Sweden.
MVPs would close out a series though, and not give up like a game like that.
MVPs would also has a and MVPs will also have a positive OWA, which for J-Boba
Yo,
did not have.
I'm kidding. Okay, Jeffy. Okay.
J-Boba struck out 12 times this tournament.
Yo, I'm not no
12
side
times.
chick.
And when it came to pitching, well, J-Boba didn't pitch. Brisk did. When it came to fielding, J-Boba was the better fielder at the expense of a series that Brisk had to play on mobile and had to error twice. At the end of the day, Brisk was just slightly the edge over J-Boba, and so he is the Sweden MVP. Let's move on to South Africa. By the way, we're going based on the order of of the draw, by the way, all the way at the beginning of this whole event. South Africa had been a shit show. They finished dead last in the table. They had guys leave and come. They had 9 points. They gave up 117 runs this tournament. They have a run differential of negative 81. And it was just, I think one of the funniest things you can see whenever you pull up the league leaders page is that there are 3 South Africans in the errors column on the league leaders. 2 of them are number 1 and 2. It's been a difficult time for South Africa. But they did have 1 star, and I don't think there really is any other candidates besides the one guy, and it is the captain himself, Goober. He is the South Africa MVP. Posting a 560 batting average, had an OWA of 11.7, an OPS of 1900. He pitched. His pitching was not good. He had a 7 ERA, but the whole team could not pitch, so that's not a characteristic that really defined him. And it comes to fielding, Goober had a 1 DRS. He is the only person on the team with a positive DRS besides Geeker, who only showed. Actually, he showed a little bit. But Geeker did nothing else in other aspects. But Goober, he ran the team. He produced the offense. He's the South Africa MVP. Set in stone. Let's move on to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, another pretty weird team. They finished 3rd in the tournament, but we all thought they would be way stronger. They had 30 points. They were actually tied with Germany on the table, but had to miss out on the bye seed because a run difference was not 55; it was 16. Their offense was mid, and their defense was also pretty mid. They only had a better offense than Bangladesh, Ecuador, Dominican Republic, Sweden, and South Africa. But to the guys who did just pop out, which the candidates will be Beta and Warrior. I don't think there really deserves to be a 3rd guy here. Everyone else sucked. I will say this was also another one that was really close. When you factor in everything besides hitting, the answer kind of became clear. The Kazakhstan MVP is the captain, Beta. Despite Warrior having a 727 batting average, the highest in the tournament, Beta still had a better offensive wins above average with 18.6. He had 36 RBIs. That is about a third of Kazakhstan's RBIs.
Well, I do gotta say, one thing for Beta. First game of the tournament. I thought Beta, Kazakhstan, if you don't remember, Beta, home run, single, home, 2-run homer, 3-run homer, grand slam. That was the stat line for his first ever game. And I was there. I thought Kazakhstan was going to be insane. And then I felt like they fell off after that. Maybe not fell off, but they were just slowly, after that home run cycle game where Beta had 2 grand slams, all that. But that was the first game of the year. So we wouldn't know that they would be that bad, the Dominican Republic. We didn't know that they would be that bad. And I thought that it was honestly going, because game 2 was only a 1-run game for that. I know a lot changed, but Beta, that's probably the performance of the tournament right there.
It was. That was the best performance of the tournament. What the fuck?
On night 1.
This dude Ryan is calling Bacon Rush Payne stupid and then just sending me in response. Like, I guess that just correlates, I guess.
I'm pretty sure Splash had the first, each team as well. Beta, first pitch, home run. Splash, first pitch, home run to start the game or their inning.
Meaning when there is an unsucked penis. Gotcha. That is pretty accurate. But yeah, when it came to pitching, Warrior did not even pitch at all, and Beta had a 3.41 ERA, a P-WAR of 3.8. It came to fielding, Warrior barely fielded, Beta carried in fielding. Yeah, it's obviously him. Moving on to Germany. No one mistakes that name. Germany were the champions. They finished second in the table. They had the best offense in the tournament with 90 runs scored. They had the second best defense in the tournament with only 35 runs allowed. Had a RD of 55, the best in the whole tournament.
We the second best. Wow.
Everybody on Germany that has double-digit at-bats hit at least 420. At least. Just an overall dominant team. You could see why they won the tournament. The whole team was just clicking cylinders. They were all in sync, and they showed that. But when it comes to the best player of this team, your candidates are going to be Hunts, Prob, or Road League. Shout out to Hunts' lab, which had developed these guys so well. But the MVP of Germany is going to be Prob. Despite having a lower batting average than Hunts, his OWA was 19.3. That is the second highest in the tournament. Prob has the highest wins above average in the tournament in general. He has 26 ribbies, 15 home runs, which is even with Road League, of course. But when it comes to pitching, he had a 3 ERA, a PWAR of 5.9, damn near 6 wins above replacement in pitching.
And keep in mind,
and when it came to fielding, he was the best fielder on the team, 3.2 DRS. He only had an error, but he also turned a double play. He has the only double play Germany had all tournament as far as the group stage.
Keep in mind, Prob also had that first game of the year for Germany. Perfect game. Funny enough.
He did throw a perfect game, yeah.
Against Mexico.
That was against Mexico. It was after the error, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, it was Prob, very clearly and very evidently. Moving on to the Dominican Republic.
Ooh. Can no one be an option?
That's the first words that came out of my mouth whenever we were in staff chat earlier. Because this entire team is god-awful. We almost considered Brian Cruz. We were even thinking Brian Cruz. We damn near thought it was Brian Cruz. Now, is it Brian Cruz? Well, I mean, you can look. We see other guys matching his abilities, like Flair, like J-Ron. And when it came to pitching, well, no one on the team could pitch besides Barry. And when it came to fielding, nobody could field on the team except for one guy. His name's Flair. So when you weigh in all of the pieces of turd that make up the Dominican Republic and really see who's the shiniest, we had to go with Flair. He is the MVP of the Dominican Republic. Sorry, it's not B. Cruz, but look, let me tell you why we picked Flair. Flair had matched B. Cruz pretty closely when it came to batting, although his OWA is not as good. He is the only one of the two who could field, who could provide something beside his bat. B. Cruz could not provide with something out of his bat. B. Cruz had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 errors.
Mm-hmm.
B. Cruz had a DRS of -4. But yeah, I kind of wish no one on this team won this award, but we had to pick someone, so we went with Flair. Flair is the best player of the Dominican Republic. He actually joined that team late. I forgot to tell y'all how Dominican Republic tournament went. They finished 8th in the table. They were pretty identical with South Africa in terms of how crap they were. They were only a point above them. Negative 73 run difference. They give up 110 runs. They had 37 runs scored. Second worst in every category that I just mentioned. Their captain Barry Allen was batting 200, which is probably the main reason why that happened. Yeah, overall disaster. Now, beside the team MVPs, let's go over a few moneyless awards, then we'll get to the money awards. Big ones. Let's start off with the Superman Award. This is an award we've been doing in MLW for years. It is carried on to here. We did it last tournament. The last winner of it was Beta from Israel. When you look at this, Superman Award is given to the person that is described as the hardest carry. You factor in how garbage the team was versus how good they were. Who's got the harder weight to pull? That's pretty much what it is. Who has more plates on the weight? Pretty much. And the candidates for this were guys like J&A, guys like Warrior, and guys like Kaz too. But overall, the Superman Award definitely goes to Goober. And I want to tell you why. Goober, I think, put up the hardest carry job in the history of this game. Look at batting. Look at the batting category. And look at South Africa's box right now. I'm going to highlight this to you guys. Every single person has a negative offensive wins above average. And Goober has 11. Of course, I don't really need to tell y'all, but I just wanted to show y'all like the extent to which Goober has carried this team. That right there is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Goober has half of the RBIs of South Africa. He has 15. South Africa has 36. That's about half. The other half is from Jacob Third. How is Jacob Third have 11 ribbies? Yeah, I mean, this is just overall. It's an incredible amount of carrying. Pitching, he has the highest P-WAR in pitching.
If there was a Joey Gallo award, that could go to Jacob. 8 hits, 7 home runs, batting a 190. Multiply that by 3, and then you might, or 2. That might be a Joey Gallo.
It is, pretty much. And when it came to fielding, the only help Goober got in fielding was from Geeker. And Geeker was awful.
Man, I was the leadoff batter, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. But yeah, Goober is obviously the Superman. Let's move on. We have 2 new awards we're introducing this tournament, moneyless. The first one is Most Outstanding. This is given to the player who was projected to be the lowest and outperformed as the highest. The person who, either from the factors of last tournament or just from the factors of their name in general, had been looked at and as a very low quality player, and they ended up being a very high quality player. And when you weigh in how bad versus how good they turn out to be, that's the winner of Most Outstanding. It is kind of a mix of biggest surprise and most improved put together. The winner of this award only hits 200 last tournament. He was a pot 4 in this tournament. He has come back and shown himself to be way better than who we know him as. This is none other than Roblox Craft of Germany. And it's part of the reason why that team had managed to win it all. The Craft was a liability last tournament. He had hit like 212. He was responsible for the 7-0 choke. Garbage fielder, all of it. You come to here in Germany, he's hitting 426. He's had an OWA of 3. His pitching.
Another guy threw a perfect game.
P-WAR. He also threw a perfect game. No, that too. And when it came to fielding, he still sucked, but that's fine. Because Roblox Craft was the pot 4 player. He is supposed to be awful. And he ended up being a big reason why Germany had won the tournament. Not to mention that game-tying homer in Game 3 of the semis. That's not happening if he's not outstanding. Roblox Craft is the most outstanding player of this tournament. Lastly, we have game of the tournament. This is given not really to a player, but more so to a game. A singular game, a 3-inning game, a game that is an instant classic. We had a lot of instant classics this tournament, but one in particular is definitely going to be remembered for a very long time. Everyone's already saying it. It is Game 3 of the semifinal between Germany and Sweden, which finished in a 9-7 final score. And if you just, we have that game pinned in results, by the way. It's pinned. You can see it forever.
By the way, game
Simply
was
put,
not streamed.
that game was not streamed, by the way. There is barely any footage of that game even happening. The best documentation we have is literally that single game sheet we posted in results. But when it came, it mattered. Simply put, when it came down to the third inning, Germany was down by 4. When the third inning ended, they were even. They were down by 3 with 2 outs, and they homered 3 straight times in a row.
And I gotta say one thing.
They were down 4 with 1 out. Then Hunt's homered, and then the next guy got out. So it was 3. What's up?
This game, because I remember when this series first started, in the stage, you had 3 people. This was no cheese to Fardio because he left. He was on his, I guess, vacation where he deleted everything. This was so down to no one. And this series had 3 viewers, and you had a man. Why is it not coming to me right now? JDR was in the stage. One of the most quietest series with the most lowest intention turns to one of the best games. I might have like a clip or something, but I would have to look. But no one streamed that game. There was nothing. It was such a great game. Insane.
Yeah. That was the game of the tournament. There's no debate about it. That's it for the Moneyless Awards. Let's go to the Money Awards. We have 4 of them. These are the ones that are most important. After this, we do some stuff. We hang around, we jerk off, and then we figure out what we do after. EDP documentary came out. Okay, cool. As a reminder, if you don't know these, you can look in format. These final 4 awards get $70 total of the prize pool. The first one is Golden Bat, which will get $15, which represents the best hitter. The Golden Ball will win $15, represents the best pitcher. The Golden Hands, who will win $15, represents the best fielder. And the MVP of the tournament, who will get $25. Another reminder that no player can win 2 gold awards, but can win an MVP and a gold award. This is for the sake of letting other people have money. You can't just have everything, okay? I'm sorry. Nonetheless, let's get this started. With the Golden Bats, the best hitter in this tournament. It was very close. It was very close. The candidates for this award are Warrior, J&A, and Prob. All were strong in their own ways. And when you look at offensive wins above average and analytic leaders, the leader only leads by 0.1. But peeping the batting averages, the OPS, all of it, and you look at batting leaders, there's really only one flag you see there the most. The Golden Bat winner of the summer 2026 WWC Wiffleball World Championship is JNA Funtime, the captain of Canada. He had posted a batting average of 632. He leads the tournament in home runs with 19, RBIs with 41, OPS with a 2263, a slugging percentage of 1600, and a WRC plus of 237. Not to mention, he is second in hits behind B&G with 36. He is fifth in batting average. And he has the sixth best on base percentage. No playoff clutch. Okay. Okay. JNA Funtime wins the Golden Bat. Okay, let me remind you, Road League and every other
Let's hear it.
lower life who thinks that playoffs matter. Let me specify. Playoffs don't not matter.
Man, you sound like a Yankees
But
fan, right?
playoffs
You sound like a
are
Yankees fan
very-
right now. You sound like a
playoffs
Yankees
are very
fan.
playoffs are very, very minimal. We only factor in knockouts if we need to. It's a very subtle hint of the actual weights, because most of the volume and most of the balance happens when everyone's participating, aka the group stage, the round robin. Playoffs don't not matter because they don't not matter, but
Makes sense.
they're
Makes
not
sense.
most of the weight. But they're not most of the weight.
Well, in that case,
By the way, Huntsman did say that. If you guys are curious, he did say that. He absolutely did say it, shamelessly. Jeffy, we're not giving an award for that, unfortunately. And I wouldn't even want to give it to Hunts because I think there's guys who have expressed their more hatred towards African Americans than Hunts has this tournament. I hate to break it to you. Let's move on to the Golden Ball. This was given to the best pitcher. The candidates for Golden Ball were JNA, Bleedy, and Kaz.
it can't be JNA.
JNA cannot win 2 gold awards. You're right. So he's out. B&G or Kaz, who both of them litter the pitching leaders section, they would be number 1 and 2 in like every category besides whip, because Ryan 2000 and Anthony are there. I guess. But when you see ERA, strikeouts per 3, and see who has more volume, it's pretty clear. The winner of this award from Bangladesh is Bleeding Nice Guy. It's another award he has received for his pitching. He's nothing that's really new. Everyone knows it. His pitching had just been outstanding. He posted a 2.43 ERA. That's the best in the tournament. He has strikeouts per 3 of 3.71. That's the third best in this tournament. He has 26 strikeouts, second best. He has the third best FIP. And he has the 6th lowest opponent's average. How am I Jewing out? This has been the least Jewish tournament ever. I hate to break it to you. I also banned Israel from being picked in this tournament. Keep. You need to stop LARPing, okay? This is terrible LARPs. There you go. Journey to Jerusalem. That's you now. You're no longer going to Mecca. You're going to Jerusalem. You're going to Tel Aviv, Yafo. Am I Jewish? I am not Jewish. I had to break it to you. Anyways, we move on to the Golden Hands. This is given to the best fielder. I have not posted awards yet. Calm your tits. The best fielder. We've had, to be honest, we have not had very good fielding this tournament. It's definitely been lower than usual. But we've had some guys stick out. The candidates for this award were Admin, Frost, and Prob. Actually, no, not Prob. I lied. Beta. Fuck you, Prob. It was Beta. Beta was the other candidate.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, love you too, man. And it really isn't close whenever you kind of sell the whole thing. Whenever Hunt's already said it. The winner of the Golden Hands is Admin. And let me tell you why. Admin leads the tournament in outs above average with 4. That's double the next guy. He is second in fielding percentage, only behind Frost Chapter. And he had like 10 more chances than Frost. He leads the tournament in the most important fielding stat, which is DRS, with a 7.5. And there's one more thing about him I just want to point out. He turned 4.5 double plays. You don't turn, typically in MLW seasons, no one turns more than 3. He turned 4.5. He had been nuts this tournament.
Yeah, I got a goober question.
What's up?
Admin 41 chances, 40 putouts. What is the only play that he missed? I remember this. This was blah 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 at blah blah blah.
This is a goober question, actually. I can't answer that. Go ahead. Goober.
It's most likely an error. I do know he erred a lot during like the last part of the season.
He didn't error at all. He has no errors.
He didn't? Let me then remember. Because this was... That one's about to die, but...
That motherfucker eating a MLW award. Let me eat my drunk chicken, okay? Fuck off.
Let's see.
I found it. It was in one of the first series against Canada. Wait. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Never mind. Never mind. 5 chances, 6 putouts.
Look toward...
Nope, never mind. Still looking.
They found the game.
And it was Bangladesh versus Kazakhstan. Bangladesh versus Kazakhstan. Game 2.
You're lying.
No, it was. Bangladesh versus Kazakhstan.
Let me tell you why. There's multiple games where he missed a play. Let me tell you why. Because he had 4.5 turn double plays. You're going to find multiple games where he missed a play. And the reason why he's back up to 40 out of 41 is because of those double plays. He gets 2 outs and 1. How does that make no sense, Ant? I'm describing it to you. Ant, let me show you guys why.
Well, if you have 5 chances, you get 6 putouts. I just saw. So a game he turned a double play in, he got 5 chances. He gets 2 outs out of that. I guess it would add +1, something like that. One game said 5 chances, 6 putouts.
You get 2 outs and 1 chance. Okay. So do we know why Admin's the gold hand winner now, or do I need to keep talking to you dumbasses? Do we understand? Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's move on to MVP. Pinnacle award of this tournament. The best. You are the king. It's you. If you win this, you are the best player out of everyone. We've had very tight contenders for this. And we've had names pop up that are not normal. To say the least, this is a universe unlike no other when it comes to MLW, because it just does not look real when I'm about to read these candidates. Anyways, your 3 MVP candidates are Shit, I can't read. Sorry. From Canada, JNA Fun Time. From Germany, Pro Ball Curb. And from Kazakhstan, Beta. Now, let me remind you guys what MVP is. It's not simply the guy who leads with batting average. It's not the guy who might simply lead in, DRS or WAR or things like that. And wins above average, when you look at the leaders right now, the three guys I just mentioned are all within like 1.5 of each other. Wins above average is irrelevant. Simple, raw skill, but there's another part. It's not also just the best player. It is the guy who brings the most value. Well, yes, Wah is irrelevant right now, Keep, in this sense. It is irrelevant. I hate to break. I'm sorry. I know you're baiting, but like I am letting you know. This is not a narrative award. You guys are talking out of your ass. Listen. When it is who's bringing the most value to his team sucks without him. Guarantee it. We've thought how long about this, but we have dumbed it down to one guy. This has been a guy who all three of these guys have been hungry for an MVP sometime in their life, either during the league or during this WWC era. And when you factor in the hitting, the pitching, the fielding, it kind of sums up to one guy who seems to be the head of the pack in all three. The winner, the most valuable player of the 2026 Wiffleball World Championship, is JNA Fun Time from Canada. He had an offensive wins above average of 19.4, leads the league. He had a pitching WAR of 7.8, leads the league. He had a 21 wins above average overall, second behind Prob, who is a 0.1 ahead of him. Yes, Prob, you're runner-up. JNA leads the league in strikeouts, innings pitched, slugging, WRC plus, home runs, RBIs, OPS, and when you see the value he brings to Canada is going to be crazy what I'm about to tell you. Nobody on Canada has a double-digit O-wall beside him. Canada has a total of 87 RBIs. 41 of them are JNA Fun Times. JNA has half of Canada's RBIs. And Canada had 87 of them.
Well,
is a carry.
Well, remember, JNA created an entire army. Remember that? His whole team hit and his team hit decent. I don't know what it is with JNA. So good in the. It's just, whew, if that dude could get better in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean JNA had carried Canada so hard. Canada is, when you look at the table, you see Canada's runs for just sparking out. It like they're in the mid-table, but their runs scored makes it look like they're at the top. And that is purely because of JNA Fun Time. If you take away JNA's RBIs right now, Canada is the worst team in the tournament, probably. If not, like, lower than Ecuador and probably eliminated. Canada is nothing without JNA, hence why JNA is the deserving MVP. Shout out to Prob on Germany. Prob had a 630 batting average, 19.3 OWA. He is the runner-up, I would say. ERA of 3. I mean, putting up at a PWAR of 5.9. And he had good fielding with a 3.2 DRS, which was better than JNA's fielding because JNA only had a 1.7. Shout out to Prob. Their face is killing my nobody. Anyways. Those are all the awards. So JNA wins both Gold Bat and MVP. That puts him at a 25 plus 15, which is $40. He won, and he didn't even win. JNA basically won what a German player would win. All right. It's unfortunate we're not allowed to interview Journey to Mecca because he respectfully declined it. It's unfortunate. I know you guys wanted to talk to him so badly. I know. I certainly did want it. I certainly wanted to talk to him. On mute, at least. But yeah, those are all of the awards. Anyways, let me turn this off because I feel tired. Nonetheless, we can now discuss some other things. Talk about the next tournament. Run some interviews. I think you guys are ecstatic. Road League, I'm gonna start with you. What'd you think of this tournament? What was better than last time? What was worse?
I think the tournament just generally overall was a lot better. You know, it sucks that you had some really shitty teams like South Africa and the Dominican Republic. Clearly not none of them teams' fault, but just kind of unlucky on how the pot goes. I thought it went really good. I was kind of shocked though. Some of the playoff games I thought were like really dry and like not a lot of people were there, especially for the championship compared to last year. But besides that, I still think everything went pretty well. I mean, I think the results were really good. The tournament was active. And I have to argue, I think the tournament would have gone a lot better too if Peter didn't leave. I think that caused a whole spark of chaos and unnecessary stuff. If Peter doesn't leave, I think everything is fine, honestly. But I think this tournament was really solid, and I think it will be a lot better again for the third edition in the winter.
All right. Look forward to hear.
Ooh, one more thing. I like the addition.
Well,
I like the addition of adding new fields. I thought that was cool, like J&A's field. That was a really cool field to play at. It'll bring a memory that everyone will remember. With the home run, everyone will remember that. I don't think anyone will forget that.
oh yeah, that one.
The
That
custom
got
fields.
That we didn't even know after it. Yeah. I am glad I came up with that idea of the custom fields. And hopefully we have more next tournament. We have Ant and Brisk already talking about fields they're making for next time around. We're already getting snippets. Ant's making a mini Oracle right here. I do hope to keep Takayama and Queen City for the future. Because, the same 7 fields, they get dry after a while, you know what I mean? You got to get some new ones in there.
I thought the
Same
fan
model of trophies. Shut up.
make
Shut
sure
up,
when
Brisk, shut up.
make sure when y'all make these fields that like fans can't jump on. I don't know if y'all remember that, but remember J&A? They're down I think like 2-1 or 1-0. That really late night game, and the dude jumped up through the windows on top of the windows and went on the field right when J&A hit the ball.
Me and Luke are the ones who put up the fan walls. So it was kind of our fault that happened. But, yeah. Do make sure it's not easy for your stadium to be exploited. You guys won't have anything due for months, so don't feel urged. World League as a player, how did not from watching it or streaming it, as a player, how did it feel playing for Germany and just how it felt playing MLW again?
Oh, Germany, I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me here. I think this Germany team was an all-time team. We consistently kept the same lineup. Roblox McCraft 1, Huntsman 2, Prob 3, me 4. And pretty much, like, our at-bats are almost even. I missed one series, but Hunts 53, Prob 54, Roblox 54, I had 48. We were all right there. Kept the same lineup, same field, pretty much. Nothing ever changed. We had 3 solid pitchers. it was just we were like just solid everywhere. Like we could hit when someone needed to come through. There was no one that was like down. Like we had a few games that we were kind of just like bleh, but we were very solid. Like we were, I would say, all around real solid. Huntsman and Prob ran the team, and I was lucky to be behind. I thought it did pretty good from the bottom of the lineup, but we were just a really solid team. Like we stayed consistent all year long, or all season long. But for playing, it was a great time.
I want to call out Hunch real quick. He's in the stage. Hunts, what did I DM you after the draw while I was still at DC? What did I DM you? You want to go ahead and put that in general for us? You got work to do. That's what I DM'd him. Because, I mean, that's just a summary of how most people thought of Germany after the draw. It seemed like they had the worst of the pot one, of the pot two. It seems like they had the worst of the pot four. It seemed like these guys were probably going to suck. And then they win the title. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of it. And Hans actually replied to me saying that he knows, that he was agreeing with me on this. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk to some players. How about it, huh? Raise your hand if you want to speak. Raise your hand. Use the little raise hand thing on the stage. You should be allowed to. Are you not allowed to? You can't? Okay. Well, Ryan said me first, so come up here, Ryan.
Hello.
All right, you were on Mexico this tournament. You put up a DRS of -2. You had a ERA of 2.63. You had a PWAR of 5. You were just barely shy of being the best player on Mexico, but you were the pot 3, and you played like the second best player. It's pretty good. But what do you think of this tournament and playing for Mexico and all of that?
It's been good. I like the idea of new stadiums. Really changed all. Okay, anyways, it's been good. I know that y'all are adding like a draft system next season. I want to see how that's gonna go.
Yeah, you are getting flamed in general right now for your.
Yeah, I can see that.
Don't worry. My face is on Hitler. So, yeah. How do you think Mexico performed in this whole tournament? You guys were pretty shaking the group stage, but y'all made it all the way to the finals. What's your thought on that? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, we started off slow in the group stage, but making it to the finals, I really did not expect us to beat Bangladesh, honestly.
I didn't expect y'all to beat them either. Y'all beat it thanks to self-report by BNG. No, I know everyone's been clowning him for that, but
well, y'all beat Bangladesh asterisk.
Yes.
Y'all need it to be fair, yeah. And BNG, he is a committee member at the end of the day. He's got to make sure, because if we let Bangladesh win that game and they go on to the finals because they did win that game 3, and that clip comes out after, imagine what would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have been hell in here.
Also, shout out to Bacon Rush Pain for having the best angle and having the worst clip imaginable.
Bacon Rush Pain was so mad at you. Did he just leave the stage after that? He did.
I was waiting for the stray. Did someone have was that pinned? Was that pinned?
It might be.
Nah. Nope.
Okay, guys, we are making a crucial call. The committee playing putt party. Okay, hold on. I can just search up Bacon Rush Pain from Bacon Rush Pain has video.
Like that Mario.
How's that not his? Did he not send the video? Who sent the video?
Oh, it was Brisk. It was Brisk.
Briss sent the video.
Yeah.
So why did Bacon Rush just not send it himself? Did he had to send to Briss? Was he scared?
He was on
Actually-
PlayStation.
Dude, Briss has sent 40 videos in this. Oh jeez. Oh, I found it. I found it. This is his this is his POV. I replied to it right there in general. Bacon Rush Payne had the perfect opportunity to blow that open.
Yeah, PlayStation.
Oh my, that clip's so bad, dude. That is such a bad.
Yeah, bro.
He's like, why is he watching with the pole right there? Like, could he not move to the left any or?
No, he should be watching in first person.
Yeah. Yeah,
If he's like that,
neck.
I would personally be doing that if I was playing on console.
Yeah.
What's even more funny about that night is that after we were in stage and y'all were playing putt-putt, Cheese Nafardio comes in stage, and I made a media post. I made a media post saying that he left, and I said it at 3.5 days. And apparently, according to Brisk, I haven't checked it, but I believe him. This dude came back 44 minutes under that time. And it's all live stream. You can go back and look on my channel. It's somewhere in there.
Yeah, yeah. Bacon Rush Payne was at the perfect spot to show that home run, and he didn't.
How do I check part count?
How do you check part counts? There's plugins for it, but I think what matters more, Ant, is try count. I can tell you to do that. It's Control Shift. Was it F2? What's the trick count? Control Shift F2. Yes. You do that, and a bunch of numbers should pop on your screen, right? Just zoom out and try to capture as much of the field as you can in your camera. If the number on the far bottom left that says trick count is over 200K, you made 9/11 as a stadium. Do not make 9/11 as a stadium. To keep try counts low, you can of course reduce part count, use less free models, use textures more
I didn't even notice the score.
for repeating parts, things like that. Nonetheless, thank you for your time, Ryan. We're kind of we're running the people's patience dry. Let's get the Germany MVP Prob up here.
What's up,
And we'll get
Prob?
to Roar. I'm not trying to have back-to-back Mexicans. You should reveal which stadium had the most trigs before editing. It was J&A's.
All right, Prob, I got a question. Question number 1 goes to you.
All right.
Okay, so you were like a clutch player. I remember you had your band practice, so you missed game 1 of the World Series.
Yeah.
Theoretically, in a different universe that Goober lives in, if I make an error on first base and they score that run, and let's just say we don't score back, what do you think of me as a person?
Well, I mean, I don't think it'd be different.
Or not as a person, but like as
think
what do you think of me after that? Like, am I blocked?
I don't think it'd be differently. I'd just be pressed about it. Like, not really pressed, but like, get this nigga out the field right now is what I'd say.
Well,
Exactly
with the
that.
game on the line, that's why you have Road League and right to make those plays. So things like that will not happen. Next question.
Pretty much. Prob, I got told by your captain Hunch that you had to receive basically like a whole pep rant in team chat in game 3.
I did. No, I did. No, I did.
So clearly it worked. What did they tell you?
So basically, like, I let up a lead giving home run, and I was like downing myself a lot. Actually, I was like, low key RP, I'm not doing good. So, who's sharing the screen? Oh my god, chill, bro. He's going back to it. I was telling them like I don't got this, just RP me. And they told me no. if the person who's gonna do it, I should be the person who's gonna win this game because they trusted me the most on the mound, and they let me in, and I ended up securing the win for us. My Discord to work.
Yeah, and
Hold on.
Rob, what was your thoughts on the
Good.
entire Germany team this year, overall?
Okay, my bad. I had to close my Discord real quick.
go and ask it again.
What are your thoughts on the entire Germany team this year?
Honestly, going in to the regular season, I didn't have the best thoughts about it, but like not the worst. Like I thought we were gonna be an average team. No, we ended up being one of the best teams in the league, and I felt like I could trust everybody who was at batting or who had an at bat in our lineup. I could trust them to hit a home run. Like I had no worries at all whatsoever about who was up because we all did really good on offense. And fielding was a little questionable, but it ended up getting better towards the end of the season.
Can we point out? With that stadium we played at is so bad because I kept getting cammed in right field. Can we talk about that? Can there we add a stat of cammed in fielding? Like it's like nothing because I kept getting cammed. You can ask Roar, he was there, and that's I don't even know.
Beta, Hansen Beta, y'all made Cam Hell. Takayama, that's a new nickname for Takayama is Cam Hell.
You just don't have to be zoomed out that much.
But yeah, don't be zoomed out that much. That's the main solution. You don't need to be zoomed out much to field an MLW because the field's so small. You mostly just rely on the flick. Nonetheless, thank you for your time, Prob. Actually, no, one more thing. Did you think you deserved MVP over JNA?
See, it's very questionable because we could go back and forth about it. Like, I feel like if I don't mean to be throwing strays out there, but I feel like my pitching would have been a lot better if certain someone in right field, didn't give up like 3 errors in one game. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say
that's a fair concern.
But like, if you go to stats, you'll know who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
I mean, that's a fair thing to say. But I would also like to add, to be fair, that JNA did have way or less reliable fielders.
Yeah, I do. But coming on to opening day, I did in fact have a 1 hour lab session with Huntsman. We were just discussing pitching and hitting. After that, I mean, we just got lost low key because we spent about 10 minutes, like 5-10 minutes, just hitting, and then we were discussing something about pitching that only me and him know about. Actually, I can't even tell you. It'll be a secret, but Huntsman knows what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Hang on, we're gonna take hang on 1 second before we get someone up here. Oh, okay. Cheese Nafardi is on the stage. Okay. In honor of Huntsman, if there was a finals MVP, I would say there's not, but I would say go to Huntsman. I am asking if Cheese will sing Huntsman 35's home run song. Okay. Okay, he left.
All right. We know our answer there. All right, let's get the next guy up. He's been asking for a bit. Let's get up Roar. He's on Mexico. His PC collapsed twice during the tournament, by the way. If I need to replay that video for all of you, I think you guys know though.
I think we should replay it.
I'd have to find it. I'd have to find it again. I low-key don't want to dig through all that. But despite that, Roar, you are amongst a handful of MLW veterans returning back for the first time in this tournament, alongside guys like Hunts and Sev, and I mean, who else? Other guys. Yeah, you know what I mean. How does it feel, being back in MLW?
I feel washed, bro. I mean, like, I was kind of shit at fielding when I first came back.
Don't worry,
but,
me too.
uh,
Don't feel like you're alone. Me too.
But toward the end of the season, I got it. Or actually, in the playoffs, I got hitting a lot better because everyone but me and Frost was poop out of a butt in the batter's box. So
Yeah, pretty much. You did hit 395 with a negative OWA, which for pot 2, we could say it could be better. But this is your first time back on the game in years. But I guess we can talk less about your individual performance because it was pretty bad, but more so about Mexico, which you had Ryan come up here and talk about that. What was your perspective of that finals run?
honestly, even after the first series, I know Frost wasn't at the first series, but I thought we were gonna be like how sad that South Africa was. But nah. But our problem was, I think, that it was only Frost, Ryan, me, and we didn't have a fourth. I mean, I know it's hard to find a pot 4 guy, but Germany just had 4 guys. I mean, they hit 4 guys the entire finals, and I mean, because my fat ass parents wanted to go and eat,
Hit 3 game 1. I don't think Prob was there game 1.
But
I think Prob had his band practice.
I couldn't make it to the finals, which we probably wouldn't have won anyway, but it would have been nice to play. But I thought we were solid. Definitely fielding wise, just Frost kind of sold pitching a lot. But other than that, we didn't hit the ball bad. Just, yeah, I mean, it was a good run. Swept Leady's team.
Yeah, I bet it was. Road League, you got anything to ask?
Yeah, you will go down for having one of the craziest home runs in tournament history. What that game 2 walk-off game-winning home run, that was very impressive. Roar, I say you had a pretty solid, you were good or decent in that semifinal round. So I think that was
Yeah, I won game 1 and 2. I had the game-winning homer in game 1, and then I walked it off in game 2.
So I give you props for that.
I want to go off topic real quick to mention something about Peter's rage quit because Peter's name is coming back up in chat again. Peter unironically costed me an extra $20 in real life, and let me tell you why. Because I had to hop back on my crew on my AT&T service at sea, which costed extra, to find out why this kid completely left the tournament and to handle something related to him. So now I owe my parents some money because this kid Peter completely griefed the tournament. So shout out Peter for that. Anyways, anything else to say, Roar?
Nah.
Why are y'all adding
Alright.
him? He's not even in the server. Because his
Peter's still in the server.
Oh, he is? Oh, he might be actually. Okay. Oh, he just has no roles. Okay, that's what tripped me. He had no roles.
Yep. Okay. Who's the next person who wants to speak? I don't want to get interviewed. We'll talk about your tournament.
He lost $20 because when he's on cruise, he had to pay $20 for service. Because I guess you don't have unlimited service or you can't get it out there or something like that.
I gotta pay the fee to Starlink because they provide that.
Well, it's $20.
No, it's $20 a day. I can pop on it for the rest of the time. Otherwise, I just only get service if I'm near a port, which is why I only talk to you guys when I'm near a port.
All right,
Craft.
Waste of money.
Hello.
Roblox Craft, you are the most outstanding player. You did win an award.
Yippee.
Although your DRS was still negative and kind of garbage, you did put up a pitching performance of an ERA of 3, case per 3 of 1, had a P-WAR of 2.8, and you batted 426, not including your most important home run, the most important home run of the whole tournament in the semifinals. Did how you play surprise you at all, or were you fully trusting in Hunts's labbing segments?
I trusted Hunt's labbing at first, and then well, actually, yeah, Hunt's helped me a lot because of the things that he taught me, and it got me to clear my head and give hitting a much simpler approach. And I think that really helped me down the stretch and in the playoffs.
All right. Besides you being a player, and of course Germany winning the title, which I've heard a lot of Germany's title already. I know you are a former commissioner of this whole scene. You are the founder of it. Whenever you saw how this was ran, which you've been pretty loud about your opinion on this, according to your captain. What were your thoughts on this tournament?
Aside from there being 10,000 reschedules, it was pretty good, pretty fun, and I'm excited for the next one. Just hopefully, people actually sticking to the times rather than messing everything up.
The reschedules were a mess, I will say that.
Yeah, it got pretty ridiculous at some point.
It did. I still want to permit owners to find good times for them, but we're having some guys reschedule at midnight, like 5 minutes outside of their game time. It was nuts. Hopefully, it shouldn't be as big of an issue in the winter break because although winter break is a smaller window, it is a window where people are more free because schools and sports are like literally not allowed to interject with you at all. Besides, like, if you play a specifically winter sport, make a limit of when you can reschedule. I mean, I don't really need to establish that because I already talked to the captains enough. If you are going to reschedule at like 1 a.m., we're not running the series. We're probably not opening it. Are you talking about, unless you're talking about a limit outside of game time? Which it's a fair thing to say, but there's also just teams who can't show, and they'll eventually have to RS anyway because I would rather that than a forfeit. I hate forfeits. I know Roblox Craft, you do too. You hate forfeits.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah. Nonetheless, anything else to say, Roblox Craft?
No. That's it.
All right. Thank you for your time. We got 8 in audience. Significantly lower than the 15, but does anyone else want to get interviewed before I start on a ramble about how I felt about this tournament and and what my plans are for next time around? Anyone else? Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right. So I will say that this second edition of this tournament has definitely been an interesting one.
Agreed.
Interesting in many ways. I wanted to start this off with a bang. I wanted to make sure this is the greatest thing that ever happens. I want to perfect the things that were not perfect last tournament, and I felt like it just got blown open. I started this off in the craziest way possible. I literally had our committee meet up in person to draw the awards for you guys, and I gave this kid Goober a Cheese Nafardio CD, and I had BNG called someone the hard R in stage and all during the whole thing, and like it was a whole thing. Yes, J-Ho, we met in person. I'm not joking. This is serious. We thought it'd be a send off to a really eventful tournament. It was eventful, but not necessarily in the best ways. I feel like this tournament was not better than the last one. I feel like there were too many problems that arose and too many teams that had a very subpar experience compared to teams last tournament. Besides, of course, like the champions, Germany, or maybe the orchestrated and well chemistrized Canada or something, right? Even Canada had its own problems. If I should tell y'all about what Lofty was telling me the other day, Lofty was purposely being excluded by Captain J in a fun time and had games were scheduled to times where he could not make almost deliberately. You guys are discussing new stadiums. I guess I'll touch on that. I think that the new stadiums were definitely positive. I heard you guys, every single person that came up here said that the stadiums were positive. I think they were positive. It was a really smart idea that I randomly thought of in the middle of the night. I'm like, you know what? I don't want the same 7 fields anymore. I want to throw in more in the mix. We're probably gonna have more teams anyway, right? Do we DM you if your team plays for prize pool? DM Goober. Goober is your payer. He's the handler of money. Bacon Rush Pain, you're back in the stage, so I'd like to now call you out on your very good angle you had of Roar's walk-off home run, which you left the stage for earlier. Shout out to Bacon Rush Pain on that. He's there in center field, perfect spot to get it. But Bacon Rush Pain, if you're in that position in the field where the bar is already covering half your screen at that point, just play in first person, especially if you're on console. Just my advice. Probably would have helped us there. But it's a good thing that was caught anyway by both Beta and BNG. I think Beta's clip kind of already proved enough. BNG's just solidified it as, okay, that's definitely so obviously a home run. And of course, more other things came out of that whole trip, started it. Of course, I have 4 signatures on my L plush, my L chip plush. Right here, this is the 4 of us. I did. I gave him some Bucky's magnets, some beaver nuggets as well. Did y'all like the beaver nuggets? I think y'all did. I know BNG did. He was telling me
They were pretty good.
yeah, he was telling me about his mom. His mom said BNG was texting me saying his mom could not stop eating beaver nuggets. Which is great. I didn't beaver nuggets aren't even really my favorite thing, but good to hear that some people are having Bucky's products for the first time and haven't really liking it. But we get here and we're already facing problems within the committee even before this tournament began. I don't know if I've made this public yet, but Peter had restarted his league, Big Fly Baseball League, also known as BFBL, almost seemingly at the same time that this was supposed to start. It looked deliberate. Yeah, I flew out, J-Ho. Me and Jeffy did. Goober took a train. I think BNG just kind of went there because he lives by there. Yeah, he took the metro. But yeah, he had even forwarded the announcement of him restarting that league into our staff chat, just letting us know, and that was all further proven with his kind of lack of activity on Sweden, and then him now getting slandered. You guys were slandering him. It was funny as hell, and then he just rage quits the tournament. He wasn't the only one. This tournament had a lot of rage quits, a lot of people who were frustrated, a lot of people who got mad, and a lot of people who were just griefing. I mentioned Fard Monkey earlier. Fard Monkey was a initial day 1 pick from South Africa on the draw. And then he was taken out of the tournament after Mawai had showed me messages of Fard Monkey in a whole separate league saying, oh yeah, I'm teaming to do that shitty ass league. Who cares about that league? You know what I mean? And he's saying, I'm not going to join a single game of that or whatever. Just completely talking shit in a whole separate server. So, yeah, I had to ban him for that. He didn't really leave. I banned him. And I do want to make it known that deliberate griefing of this tournament is going to be something that I'll ban you for because I don't want to tolerate it. I don't want to work around it. I'm not going to play favorites for anybody. You're going to get, if you are purposely making this difficult, you're getting banned. Simple. As far as these stadiums, which I was getting onto before I got distracted, I will gladly be accepting new ones for the next tournament. However, I want to tell you guys something about next tournament before you guys really get into work on it. We don't know exactly what next tournament is, but we kind of have an idea. But I was wanting to do something a little bit different. The committee hasn't really been decisive on this, so I want to go ahead and come up on the stage and tell you what my idea was right now. J-Ho, you weren't invited because I don't know you. Simple enough. You haven't been active in years. And also because our hotel room only fit 4 people, even though Goober slept on the floor one night because Jeffy's a bed space taker, to say the least. Don't worry, don't worry. You don't want to. Don't worry. You don't want to sleep with Goober because he's gonna set an alarm at 4 a.m. and piss everyone off.
Oh yes, I will.
He's gonna set a David Goggins alarm at 4:30 in the morning when we tell him not to. Like I heard that shit for like 30 straight minutes. I didn't even understand what was happening.
Hey, I think there should be a question that should be answered now, or I kind of want to know what the answer is. What in the world is a THS server? Everyone in the committee has it. You didn't answer it that one night. I kind of want to know what it stands for.
It's the Illuminati. No, I'm kidding. THS is a server that a good portion of, I guess a decent portion that people here in this server are part of, called the name for it is Tyler Hangout Server. It is a server owned by Tyler. He is a player on Mexico. Other people who are in the server are me, of course, Goober, Jeffy, B&G, Ant, Lofty, Core, lots of other guys. We're just the ones who wear the tag. Barry Allen as well, yes. Barry's also. Luke as well. J-Ho, I hate to break it to you. We did not spend hundreds of dollars to fly out to DC to only run a draw. I'm sorry. We were there for like practically like 4 or 5 days. But yeah, that's what THS is. It's a hangout server. It's been through drama. It's been through feuds. It's a server that has quite a bit of history, especially entangled with MLW. And MLW has a lot of involvement with THS. Does WC deserve THS lore? I would be on this stage talking for 3 hours if that happened. If I speak the whole lore. Yeah, that is a message. And what Ant just sent is a message from THS, from me specifically. But yeah, that is what THS is. Tyler Hangout Server. Very strict about who they let in and who gets out. It's a whole mess. But please type what you won. You didn't win anything, JDR. I hate to break it to you. But back to next tournament. My initial idea was exchanging on seasons what kind of tournament we would run. In the summers, we'd run this. World teams. You'd only pick like 100 of this 200 something countries. I don't want you picking nonsense. But from anywhere in the world, we run the tournament. World Championship. In the winters, I was thinking we'd do a continental tournament. We'd pick one continent. Anyone can pick any country from that continent, as niche as they want to. And just like the Euros, the Copa America, or AFCON, if you know those tournaments in football, we would run a continental tournament in the winter, and it would still be the same structure, just in one continent. That was my idea. What do y'all think of that? Basically, yeah, Brisk. Except it wouldn't just be Europe. The tourneys have to be more often. I mean, it's every summer and winter. It's going to be happening. We don't have the time to run this during the school year. We really don't. Half the committee isn't even home during the school year. They're at a dorm. And we're all working on stuff and doing random things for college, which we're all in college now. They get to see MLW.
Yo, we ain't young no more. This ain't how it used to be.
So, Ant, how do I tell you that I'm commuting? How do I tell you that? Okay, so who's also going to tell B&G what's opening in New Jersey in a couple years? Who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them? There's a Five Nights at Freddy's in real life location opening in New Jersey. Bumba Pussy 6-egg glass. It's a permanent location. It's gonna be there forever. Now as far as the next meetup, I mean, expect it to be in the summer, of course, probably. Either next summer or the summer after. We don't know the location yet, but our two spots are really. Oh my god, they have a night security guard. No way. It's $4 an hour too. It's crap. We were thinking about either Orlando or New York. You get to see Morello. Hey, if Morello wants to pull up, tell him. If Morello wants to pull up, I don't know. Morello's been kind of egoing me sometimes, so Morello kind of picks and chooses when he wants to talk to me. But nonetheless, continental tournaments. That's probably what I want to do in the winter. I mean, I don't see any reason why anyone would oppose it. It's the same concept, but the real question is, what continent are we running this winter? Because if you guys are building stadiums not in that continent, it would not make sense to use your stadium in that continent. That's why I was touching on your stadiums.
He's saying he's gonna build one right now. Next tournament ain't gonna be till like 4 or 5 months, but he'll build it right now.
You could, yeah. Yeah. That's just ideas for next tournament. I think I might put it up for vote. Some things that are taking effect next tournament that were put up for vote and they passed was, first off, group stage lineups. You will not have to bat everyone every game of the tournament of group stage. Everyone that shows up, you only have to bat the same amount that the other team has minimum. Meaning, if you choose to bat more, you're allowed to do that. But minimum, you can only bat the same as the other team. At bat requirements for postseason. That's cool, Ants, but the problem is if we're only having 5 or 6 players a team, that would exclude a lot of players. That would sometimes it's not their fault, Ant, because if this rule puts in, then some players will literally just have less at bats simply because they're playing teams that don't show or are playing teams that are choosing to only have 3 people per game. So it's out of their control a little bit. Their at bat count. So I'm not gonna have an at bat minimum for knockouts. Okay. Y'all trying to go to Boston? I mean, I don't mind Boston, but I think New York seems more fun, in my opinion. I probably would like New York more than Boston. Nonetheless, the second thing that's now a thing is the draw. The player draw is no longer a thing next tournament. I was talking with Hunts in this same THS server that you questioning of. Hunts is in that server too, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
Okay.
About that decision, that poll I had released. There have been a lot of people who have opposed the draw format this tournament, hence the poll winning 25. No, hence the poll winning 15-3. Simply because we are not able to accurately predict performance, and putting up for RNG can screw some teams. Thus leading to a draft next time around. But at the same time, I remember when Hunts was given one of the worst draws. And then he labbed the guys and made the best team in the tournament. It really makes me question the poll a little bit, because I'm starting to wonder if you guys actually voted because you don't like the draw, or have you voted because you're lazy? Did you vote that because you're incompetent and you want us to make up for it?
I have a personal opinion. How would number one? How would a draft order work? How would you
We would still draw it.
You would draw the order. So
It's
personally, I think a draft is a terrible idea, because I liked with this tournament. It's random. Everything is random. Germany, not expected to do anything. Everything is just random. And I feel like a draft can give a slighter edge to a team like Huntsman. And let me just go off like, let's do potential team stacking. Because yes, there are rules, but everyone finds a way. Everyone finds a way. That's why I think the draw is better. I know it's a little unlucky. I think Goober got really unlucky. Yes, he could have trained these guys, but that team was pretty bad. Pulled out of that was unlucky for Goober. That's a pretty bad team pulled out. Like, if I compare that to like Germany, it's a lot different. So he got unlucky, and I could see on Goober's note why he would want to draft, and that reason to try and make it more fair. But I think it's definitely something that, if does happen, you got to prevent team stacking, because that's what they're gonna want to do, is team stack.
This is super interesting. You guys are now so vocal about this because none of you voted on that poll. I pinged everyone for it. Do I need to forward that to y'all? It's right there. Right there. No, the only two guys who voted against it are Keep and Prob, and that dude Keep doesn't even fucking play.
I don't know. I just don't what's like the biggest improvement of going from a for someone who voted yes. Yes, you can 100% team stack in a draft. 100%. Yes, you can. Exactly. There are slow owners. There are. There are. There are. You would be shocked. There are. So wait, Adam, I got a question. Why would a draft be better than a draw? That's why would it be better?
Well, the argument I was given was that because we cannot accurately predict performance, we would lay that responsibility on the captains, and therefore it would not be the constant fault of the league or the system that you are given bummy teammates. That was the argument I was given. And that leaving it up to RNG would be something risky and be something that would feel unfair to certain players. That's what I was told. Now, given we would still pick the captains. I'm gonna make sure I don't pick captains that are slow.
The thing when I realized drafting, I see it in a lot of leagues. I assume the draft list will be all the guys that sign up. No dub. But it's like I've seen it before. People get passed up on. In my opinion, if y'all did a draft before this, like before this tournament, someone like Prob can get passed up on a few picks. Someone 100% like Roblox McCraft. Roblox McCraft would probably be late draft. So it's like that's what the concern in how team stacking could be. Because yes, the owners won't be slow, but you can easily miss out on someone. Like that's the thing, you can easily miss out on someone. So then you could look at a team, for example, you can see a team like Goober. Let's go Kaz. Let's say they didn't see Prob later. You know what I'm like? Please go make some comment because he always does when I make a comment, but it's an example. Well, then open your eyes, then. Open your eyes. Well, I don't even know what you did say. Do you see what I'm saying, though? So then you get a team like South Africa now, and a team like you see what, like... I don't know. That's my opinion.
Well, that's basically what BNG said. Like either way, you still can't. People still get passed up on. It's still gonna happen in both systems. It's just that one system pins the fault on the league, the other system pins the fault on the owners. Would you rather be mad at me or the owners? Essentially. Me. Okay. All right. Fuck off. All right. I guess.
Ooh,
Doing
that
pots
would...
based on rounds, by the way, Ryan, would that would eliminate the point of a draft, by the way, because it's limiting the option of owners, and it's still categorizing people based on skill that we cannot predict.
you would have to make sure you get good owners, because if let's say an owner gets a team, I'll use Peter as an example, and he thinks that he drafts a good team and he drafts a shitty team, then what? You know, like, you'll have people leaving. That's like, if you have a bad owner who drafts a real shitty team, of course it won't be on you, but they could. You need to, if this draft works, you need to have good owners. I think the draft will work if you have good owners. If you have owners who will quit and give up, it would be interesting. I'll say that. It would be interesting. But honestly, I guess it wouldn't hurt to try for a tournament and see how it goes. Ooh, yeah, Snake or 100% Snake, right? Anyways, Matt, continue on your rant that you were going on.
If there is a draft, it's probably, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a snake draft. It wouldn't just not make a lot of sense for a snake draft to happen in this tournament. Simply because you would have the first pick, make their pick, and then end up getting a catastrophic bum as their second, versus if they got a decent bum as their second. Simply because they are first, they get punished for having the first pick. Meanwhile, maybe the lower teams get better picks. It's redundant. Snake draft is redundant in rewarding the higher seed team in with a better team. It doesn't do the job it's intended to do. It's probably going to be a straight draft. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. It's probably what's going to happen. Season 1 stats. Is this RWL? I thought you deleted this sheet, dude. Look at me. I have a 672 with 14
Yo, I am
homers,
in
bro. I'm
this.
the GOAT.
I am in this. I'm betting I'm betting a 667. How many at bats? Oh my lord. What is 2 hits? No, 2 strikeouts. 7 home runs. That's literally second on the list behind Mev. Y'all don't understand. I was a pimp. I was a pimp in this RWL.
Bro was on the... Where were you on?
Panthers. I was on the Panthers.
Bro was on the Pacific Panthers. Season 1 Pacific Panthers, one of the worst teams ever.
Wait, I think I was. I don't know. Hang on, what am I? This is so weird. How do you tell who's on what team? Oh, I have pitching stats. Holy shit, I had a 3.86 ERA. I actually knew how to pitch then.
It's crazy. Admin, how do we tell you that this kind of tournament we're running is practically the same length and the same weight as a regular MLW season? This has been as long as a regular MLW season was. It's had even more teams. It's had some of the same structure. It's just that it's now not dynasty teams where you trade players and sign people. It's you get random teams of people, you make it work out, and you get money. You win money for winning or doing good. So Brisk, if you ask me for the trophy in my DMs, one more time. You are banned. You are banned. You're banned. You're blocked. You're banned.
It's your boy Sub. I remember him. Beatles. I remember him too. That was on the Seahawks team, I think. And we beat him, right? I think that's him. Me and someone else. I remember because I beat Beatles. I was on the Panthers. It was me and one other person. And it was like 4, and I was pitching, I think, and I remember this. We beat Beatles. There's his name. Beatles and the Seahawk team. And then we went to go play the Astros and absolutely got destroyed. But this is like OG right here.
You need time, so Matt can send me a brief on the Ducey reban. Yeah. So if we do the Continental Tournament, there will be some new logos. Probably have a new trophy. I'll probably make a new scorebug in the game. It'll be a little bit different, but it'll still be nations, just only in one continent, revolved around one thing. I did initially have like a theme song for this, but it was low-key chopped, so it never used it. But Jenny did have something. But what continent we want to do is up for debate, to say the least.
What did we do the first tournament?
I think. Huh?
What was it the first tournament, this tournament?
It was just the world, wasn't it?
Oh.
The last pinned messages back at it turned to bad mood, bro. That's after we gave Bill to ass to Brian Cruz in the 2020 and the 2035 World Series, bro. Europe or Asia only options, Ian says.
Probably North America, right? You got San Francisco.
There's also North America, too.
San Francisco's being built. Toronto's being built. You already have Canada, J&A's field. Man, I wouldn't mind getting rid of that field Beta made. I don't like that field. And
all right.
We can get rid of that field. We'll have some.
I
We
do
have
want
some
to
like
actually make this public as well. There was supposed to be a third custom stadium we did out of this tournament. We had a third one. It was lined up. It was finished. It was Elliot's. He made a. Yeah. He did submit it, Ant. Here's the problem. There was a deep problem. The name of it was a Sportatorium. It was based in Rome, Italy. It was a very interesting idea. It was a great concept. But the execution was not good, to say the least. You remember when I told you guys, the main reason why is because the stadium is somewhere deep in the archives, never to be used, essentially. Never to be seen. Nope, we're not seeing it. Nope, I'm good. Unless you had someone in the game personally leak it to you, I'm good. But we're not going to use it because it's... Let me tell you why we're not going to use it. Let me tell you why it's not going to be used. Jesus Christ. Whenever we read the try count of the stadium, I told you guys the limit was 200K. His was at 1.1 million. It was rough. And whenever we tried to minimize it, it started to really dwindle the actual quality look of the field to the point where we just told him, and the dimensions were not right either. So we just told him, hey, we're just not going to use it. Sorry. You can try again next time.
1.1?
Mm-hmm. So we had only 2 custom fields actually used this tournament. There was a third one that we had to deny because it just wasn't fixable. If you have like a high try count, but like your stadium's still decent looking and stuff, we can fix it up and make it like less laggy There's stuff we did for JNA Stadium to make his less laggy. His is at submit when JNA submitted his initial try count was like 500K, I'm pretty sure. Or like 600K. We limited it down to like 190 by deleting certain parts, making his lights textures. His lights were initially all separate parts. Things like that. So the Stadium builders do know we are going to be picky about it. And we're going to toy with your field until we can make it usable. Bad field gets the most cams, worst stadium. Well, don't zoom your camera out past the wall, past the brick wall that surrounds the whole field. You don't need to have your camera zoomed out in MLW. You don't. You really don't. Goober literally fields in first person, by the way. Nonetheless, yeah, we've had a lot of people grief this tournament, make its progress look bad. And as far as the draft, which seems to be quite a sensitive topic right now, the most I can say is that I do want to give it a try because I am still not even sure how well it will work. But it needs to be given a try. And I will be here to listen to you guys again and probably laugh at you a little bit if you guys want to reverse it back to the old way after next tournament. But if the draft works perfectly fine, then I won't say nothing. We'll keep doing the draft. Nonetheless, next WC is going to be one that's quite experimental until we can have another banger of a summer next summer. We'll return back to the usual ways. I don't have much else to say except this is the last stage that we'll have here to 4.5 months. Thank you guys to those who have cooperated. There is not a fall tournament because we do not have a break in the fall. Well, we do have a break, but it's not long enough. It's winter. It's just winter and summer. I will see you guys again in the winter. The server will remain open if you want to keep talking in here every now and then. If you want to VC in here every now and then, most of my activity will probably resort to either my own server Mavcord or I guess other community servers I'm really in. I'm not going to be looking at this server much after tonight.
By the way, I got one final video coming out. I need to get working on it.
Are we getting a new one-shotting moment?
Yes, we are.
We're getting a new one-shotting moment from Road League.
I need clips, so if someone has any clips, then I'm just going to use mine. But if anyone has any clips they want to be used, send them.
I'm not letting you screen share nothing, Risk. I hate to break it to you.
Hopefully that should be out. That should be out by Wednesday, the latest, earliest tomorrow.
It's in Minecraft. Luke just DM'd me this, by the way. It's a whiteboard specifically for you guys if you want to draw whatever you want on this whiteboard. There you go. There's a link. It doesn't grab your IP, unfortunately. You can hop on here and draw what you want. Someone already wrote the hard art. Bro, someone gotta time that. That was like 3 seconds. 3 seconds of the link being out, someone already wrote the hard R, dude. You guys are shameless. Y'all are fucking shameless. Come on, bro. All right, someone wrote penis. Okay. So Ant, your high school field is, I hope it never touches my game. I pray every day it does not touch the game.
Good season. I'll say good tournament overall.
What?
Bumps.
Wait, this is fire. What? Y'all see the whiteboard right now?
No. Do we even want to know what the whiteboard says?
Someone just put a big ass image in there. Okay, someone who I'm assuming is BNG is drawing the hammer and sickle on the top left. Someone just threw the picture, just threw the DC picture in there and put a PNG of Cinderace at the top of it, it's just saying Mavcord. Here's the. This is what it is. Anyways, this has been a fun tournament. This has been a fun awards. You guys made it somewhat difficult.
By the way, the entire award show from the start to here, the whole incident with the Bangladesh Mexico finish, and a lot of the games are streamed. They stay up on my channel. I don't take them down. I will leave them up. I still have the Cardinals World Series up there from forever ago. That will be up there, so if anyone wants to rewatch, it's 2 hours and 24 minutes long tonight, but if you want to rewatch, it'll be up there. But besides that, great tournament, Mev.
Yep. Hopefully, it's a lot cleaner next time. Before I tell y'all to move the general, I do want to play some outro music. It's the same outro music you guys know. It's yep. You know what it is. You know what it is. I did it before the last scrimmage during scrimmage week, and this is what's end of it.
Yeah. I used to rule the game in Roblox with Major League Wiffleball in my grip. I held the ball and I threw was fast and true. And every player knew my name was Huntsman 35. Huntsman 35. And every player knew my name was Huntsman 35. Huntsman 35. 1 minute I held the ball. The next minute the game had started. And I ruled the game with an iron fist. And all the players bowed down to Huntsman 35. Huntsman 35. I used to play for fun, but then I found my calling. I mastered all the tricks and skills, and they never stopped evolving. My reputation grew into I soon will start to be the king, the top player in the game, and all the others just swing. 1 minute I held the ball, and the next minute the game had started, and I ruled the game with an iron fist. All the players bow down to Huntsman 35. Huntsman 35. I hear the crowd cheering as I take the field. The players all know that I'm for real. I'm the only one to beat their camp. Yeah, 435. The game is the unscripted jam. 1 minute I held the ball. The next minute the game had started. And I ruled the game with an iron fist. Then they all players bowed down to Huntsman 35. Huntsman 35. Huntsman 35. All the good things must come down to an end. I retire from the game, all my friends. My legacy will still go on to all the hearts who played it. For Huntsman 35 was the best, and no one ever could take that away. 1 minute I held the ball. The next minute the game had started. And I ruled the game when I failed. And all the players bowed down to us 35. Viva la vida. Huntsman's reign supreme.
Good night, MLW. We'll see you potentially, I don't know. For how many streams that I have left, we don't know that at the moment, but what a finish. Congratulations to Germany. They are the champions. The award show is over. Thank you for watching, and good night.